Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Elena Fergaman. In today's tutorial I will show you how to create this long sweater by using crochet and knitting techniques. First we will work on crochet pieces, then I will demonstrate how to join them together and work cable ribbing and show you a few shaping techniques. On this page you can see all the crochet stitches we are going to use. First we will start working on the yoke. You can start with a neckline or octagons and plus additional crochet pieces to complete the yoke. Then we will work on the body shape and the sleeves and join them together. During the tutorial you will see the diagram on the screen with two rows or rounds. One represents the previous row and the row on top that is in progress. For the larger pattern I will add a larger diagram for a short time to specify the difference in a stitch between sizes, and after that diagram will be on the screen for size S and M, and I will specify where to add additional stitches for other sizes. In this project I've used Wally yarn, 100% extra fine merino wool, belong to the group 4. The hook and needle size of 5 mm. The hook and needle size is only suggestion. Adjust your tension by using different sizes if required. In the video description I will add the link to the products as well. My crochet tension is 15.5 treble crochet UK or double crochet US in width, and 9 treble crochet UK or double crochet US in length per 10 centimeters, and the knitting tension is 18 stitches by 26 rows per 10 centimeters. I will start with octagon motif. Altogether you will have to work 6 of them. To begin, create a slip knot and chain 6 stitches. Now insert your hook into first chain stitch and form a circle with the slip stitch. If you look at the diagram, you can see that we have to work double crochet US or treble crochet UK term stitches by forming cluster stitches. Usually we would have to chain 3 when we work double US or treble UK stitches to begin a new round, but because we have to work cluster stitch, we are only going to chain 2. To begin a new round, chain 2. I will show a few cluster stitches in a slow mood if you are new to crocheting. Yarn over, insert your hook into a circle space and make sure you are also working the stitches around the tail by keeping the yarn tail side by side with the circle. Pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 2 loops on the hook. Next, yarn over into the circle space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. The first cluster stitch has been completed, and now chain 3 and work second cluster stitch. Yarn over into a circle space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over into circle space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over into the circle space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 4 loops on the hook and pull through all 4 loops. Continue working on the round. All together work 8 cluster stitches with the 3 chain stitches between them. Only the first cluster stitch will have 3 stitches and 3 loops on the hook before you pull the yarn through. The rest of them will have 3 stitches and 4 loops on the hook before you pull the yarn through. After completing the 8th cluster stitch, chain 3 and finish the round with the slip stitch. Count 3 stitches from the bottom up, and when you insert the hook into a loop, make sure to have 2 loops on top of your hook. If you look at the diagram, three green dots represent slip stitches. We have completed one of them, and now we have to work two additional slip stitches to start the new round. The next round consists of cluster stitches and chain stitches as well, but this round we have to work treble crochet US or double treble crochet UK term stitches by forming a cluster stitch. Usually we would have to chain 4 when we work the treble US or double treble UK stitch to begin a new round, but because we have to work a cluster stitch, we are only going to chain 3 to begin a new round. 1, 2, 3. Once again, I'm going to show a few stitches in a slow mode if you are new to crocheting. Yarn over twice into a space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over twice into the same space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over twice into the same space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over twice into the same space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 5 loops on the hook. Also we have 5 crochet stitches, yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. Next we have to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have an additional stitch, therefore on the end of next cluster stitch we will have to pull through all 6 loops, not 5 loops. Okay, I'm going to show once again in a slower mode. Yarn over twice into next space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over twice into the space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over twice into the same space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over twice into the same space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 5 loops on the hook and only 4 stitches. We need to work one last stitch, yarn over twice into the same space, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 6 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. We have completed our second cluster stitch. Continue working on the round, altogether 8 cluster stitches and 5 chain stitches between them. After completing the last cluster stitch, chain 5 and complete the round with the slip stitch. Count the 4th stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again 2 loops on the hook, and connect with the slip stitch. Before you begin next round, we will have to work 2 slip stitches, 1 and 2. The next round consists of double crochet US or double crochet UK term stitches and chain stitches between them. To begin a new round, we have to chain 3 and after that work 5 times double crochet US or 5 times treble crochet UK around chain stitches, 3 chain stitches at the beginning of the round, count as 1 double crochet US or 1 treble crochet UK stitch. After completing the first set of 6, chain 2 and work 6 times double crochet US or 6 times treble crochet UK stitches again into the next space and continue with the pattern 6 2 6 2 6 2. When you come to the end of the round, after completing the last set of 6, chain 2 and complete the round with the slip stitch into a third chain stitch at the beginning of the round. Count from the bottom up. And once again, we should have 2 loops over the hook and 1 under the hook when we work on a slip stitch to close the round. In the next round, we will have to work back race stitches for size SM and L and XL. Work double crochet US or treble crochet UK around the post, and around 2 chain stitches work 3 times double crochet US or treble crochet UK stitches. And for the sizes double XL and triple XL, work back race treble crochet US or back race double treble crochet UK around the post, and around 2 chain stitches work 3 times treble crochet US or double treble crochet UK stitches. To begin a new round, we will have to chain 2 or 3 chains according to your size. But before that, we have to work 1 stitch by inserting the hook from the back to front around the post that is formed by 3 chain stitches. And only after that, chain 2 for sizes from S to XL and chain 3 for sizes double and triple XL. On the screen I will have diagram for size from S to XL, and if you're working on double or triple XL, please make sure you work the right stitch. It will be yarn over twice around the hook, not once like in the video. Now I'm going to show the back race stitch in a slow mode. Yarn over, insert your hook from the back to front around the post of the stitch and work the stitch in the usual way. Yarn over, around the post from the back, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. In this example, I'm going to show you how to work back race treble crochet US or back race double treble crochet UK. Yarn over twice, insert your hook from the back around the post, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Once again, yarn over twice, from the back around the post, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. This will be stitch for size double and triple XL. Next I'm going to show how to work treble crochet US or double treble crochet UK into a stitch. Yarn over twice, insert your hook into stitch, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. After, when you complete working back race stitches, work 3 times WS or 3 times treble UK for sizes from S to XL, and for the sizes double and triple XL, work 3 times treble US or 3 times double treble UK into a space around 2 chain stitches. By working back race stitches, we are creating the rich surface that forms a three-dimensional design in the octagon, and we will have to create a few of them in this design. Repeat the pattern 6 3 6 3 6 3, and when you come to the end of the round, complete the round with the slip stitch. Work the slip stitch into a back stitch only at the beginning of the round. Make sure you have only one back loop on the hook. This is required for the next round. Work the stitch into a second chain if you chain 2 and work a slip stitch into a third stitch if you've chained 3. The next round consists of back loop WS crochet or back loop treble UK crochet stitches, 8 back loop stitches for each side and 3 chain stitches between them. To begin a new round, chain 3 and work 6 times back loop double crochet US or 6 times treble crochet UK turn stitches. Yarn over, insert your hook under the back loop only, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull the last 2 loops. And once again, yarn over, insert your hook under the back loop only, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull the last 2 loops. Continue working into back loop stitches, and the front loop in this design will create a line ridge on the facing side. If you look at the diagram, you can see that after chaining 3 stitches at the beginning of the round, we have to work only 6 back loop WS or treble UK turn stitches and add an additional stitch at the end of the round. After completing 6 back loop stitches, chain 3, skip 1 and work 8 back loop WS or treble UK crochet stitches. Repeat the pattern to the end of the round, 831, 831, 831, and when you come to the end of the round, after the last set of 8 back loop stitches, chain 3, skip 1 and work a 1 back loop stitch and complete with the slip stitch into the third chain stitch at the beginning of the round. This time insert your hook into a stitch, make sure you have 2 loops on the hook. The next round will be similar to the fourth round. We will have to work back race stitches. The diagram on the screen for size SM, and if you are working on sizes from L to triple XL, you will have to work treble crochet US or double treble crochet UK stitches instead. To begin a new round, we will have to chain 2 or 3 chains according to your size, but before that we have to work 1 stitch by inserting the hook from the back to front around the post that is formed by 3 chain stitches, and only after that chain 2 for size SM and chain 3 for size from L to triple XL. For the first side, work 6 back loop array stitches and work 1 stitch around the chain stitches according to your size. Chain 3 and work 1 stitch again into the same space, and after that work 8 back array stitches till the next space. Repeat the pattern to the end of the round. Each side should have 10 stitches and 3 chain stitches between them. And when you come to the end of the round, after the last stitch around the chain stitches, work an additional back race stitch and complete with the slip stitch. Into a second stitch if you chained 2, and into third stitch if you've chained 3 at the beginning of the round. Use the back loop of the stitch only because the next round includes back loop stitches again. This is the last round. Work back loop treble crochet UK or back loop double crochet US into every stitch and work 3 times treble UK or 3 times WS crochet stitches into a space around 3 chain stitches, 10 back loop stitches for each side and 3 stitches between them. And when you come to the end of the round, after working 3 stitches around 3 chain stitches, work the last 2 back loop stitches and complete the round with the slip stitch into a third chain stitch at the beginning of the round. After completing the last round, don't cut the yarn, work approximately 25 loose chain stitches, plus with the end we will use the yarn tail to join the pieces afterwards. When you complete all the crochet pieces, you will have to move the yarn tail into the corner of the octagons. Please avoid the slip stitch finish, open the round and create a V-shaped stitch instead, and weave the end into the corner by using back side of your work. If you are using the same yarn, I would recommend starting each octagon with a new ball of yarn, as it will not be enough for the second octagon. You can use the rest of the yarn for other crochet pieces and when working on the sleeves and shaping parts. Next, I will show you how to create this crochet part. You will need crochet 4 of them. To begin, create a slip knot and chain 4. After that, insert the hook into the first chain stitch and join it with the slip stitch. To begin the next round, chain 9, and after that work a cluster stitch that consists of 5 treble crochet US or 5 double treble crochet UK turn stitches. Work the stitches into space around the chain stitches. After that, chain 5 and complete the row with treble crochet US or double treble crochet UK. To begin a new row, chain 3 and work 6 times double crochet US or 6 times treble crochet UK around chain stitches. After that, chain 2 and work 6 times double US or treble UK into the next space around chain stitches, and work the last stitch into the 4th chain stitch. Count from the bottom up. To begin the next row, chain 2 and work back race WS or back race treble UK turn stitches. After that, 3 times WS or treble UK into a space around 2 chain stitches, and work 7 times back race stitches again. The next round consists of front loop stitches, chain 3 and work 7 times front loop WS or front loop treble UK. After that, chain 3, skip 1 and work 8 times front loop WS or 8 times treble UK. To begin the next round, chain 2 and work 7 times back race WS or 7 times back race treble UK stitches. For the sizes from S to XL, work 1 WS or 1 treble UK into a space and around 3 chain stitches, chain 3 and work an additional stitch into the same space. And for the sizes double and triple XL, work 2 times WS or 2 times treble UK into space around chain stitches, chain 3 and work 2 additional stitches into the same space. And after that, work 8 back race stitches again. To begin a new row, chain 3, work double crochet US or treble crochet UK stitches into front loop only. For the sizes from L to triple XL, work 2 times treble UK or WS into the same front loop stitch, and around 3 chain stitches, work 3 times treble UK or 3 times WS crochet stitches. Once again, don't cut the yarn, chain approximately 35 chain stitches and add the tail for the weaving. Additionally, you can measure 4 times the length of this piece before cutting the yarn. The next piece is part of the shoulder, and we need to crochet 2 of them. To begin, create a slip knot and chain 4. After that, work 2 double crochet US or 2 treble crochet UK into the first chain. For sizes SM, the next row begins with the 6 chain stitches and work 1 stitch into the last chain stitch. Whereas for other sizes, chain 3 and work 1 WS or 1 treble UK into the same stitch, chain 3 and work 2 times WS or 2 times treble UK into the last chain stitch. For all sizes, the new row begins with 3 chain stitches. For sizes SM, work 2 WS or 2 treble UK around chain stitches, chain 2 and work additional 2 stitches into the same space around 3 chain stitches. And the last stitch, work into the third chain stitch, count from the bottom up. For any other sizes, work 1 treble UK, 1 WS into a stitch. After that, 2 WS or 2 treble UK around chain stitches, chain 2 and repeat 2 stitches into the same space, and work 2 treble UK or 2 WS into last 2 stitches, 1 stitch per stitch. The next row begins with 2 chain stitches, and after that work 2 front race stitches for sizes SM and work 3 front race stitches for other sizes. To work front race stitch, we have to insert the hook from the front to back and work the WS or treble UK in the usual way. After that, 2 WS or 2 treble UK around 2 chain stitches, and 3 front race WS or 3 front race treble UK for sizes SM, and 4 front race stitches for any other sizes. The next row consists of back loop WS or back loop treble UK stitches and 2 chain stitches between them. The next row begins with 2 chain stitches, and after that work front race WS or front race treble UK around every stitch, and for sizes from S to XL work 2 WS or treble UK around 2 chain stitches and 2 chain stitches between them, whereas for double and triple XL work 2 stitches, chain 2 and 2 stitches into the same space. And the last row mainly consists of back loop WS or back loop treble UK stitches and 2 treble UK or 2 WS in the middle, work around 2 chain stitches. You will have to connect this corner to the octagon, therefore measure 4 times the length of the yarn before cutting the yarn, or chain approximately 35 chain stitches. Next, I will show you how to crochet a neckline that will be attached to the octagons afterwards. And at the end, I will explain how to add additional ribbing to the neckline to create the back part higher than the front part. To begin, create a slip knot and chain 96 for size SM, 108 chain stitches for size LXL, and 120 chain stitches for double XL and triple XL. Use the stitch markers every 10 or 20 stitches to make the counting easier, and after completing all the chain stitches, join with the slip stitch. Please make sure you don't twist your chain. The best way is to connect by laying it on a flat surface first and joining the chain together. To begin a new round, chain 3 and work 1 round of treble crochet UK or double crochet US turn stitches. To begin a second round, you would have to first work a slip stitch around the post, and after that chain 2. A slip stitch around the post, chain 2, 1, 2, and around next stitch we're going to work front race treble crochet UK or front race double crochet US around the post, and work a treble crochet or double crochet in your usual way. Now yarn over and work back race treble crochet UK or double crochet US, and front race. Once again, back race, you insert your hook from the back, and front race. Yeah. Continue working on your neckline to the end of the round. Here you can see a difference in stitches per size for the next row. For size SM we will have to chain 5, skip 3, work a stitch into the fourth stitch, chain 5 and skip 3, and so on. The pattern is 153, 153, 153 and 153. For size LXL, the pattern repetition will be work 1 stitch, chain 5, skip 3, work stitch, chain 5, skip 3, work stitch, chain 6, skip 4, work stitch, chain 6, skip 4. The repeats are 153, 153, 164, 164, and again. And if you look at double XL and triple XL, you will have to chain 6 and skip 4 and work a stitch. And the pattern will be 164, 164, 164. While I'm working on the pattern and showing how to work stitches, I will keep only size SM on the screen, and the numbers of skips or chains for other sizes will be over the stitches. The first number will represent size SM, the second number will represent size LXL, and the third number will be for size 2XL and 3XL. I will refer to sizes as size 1 for SM, size 2 will be LXL, and size 3 will be 2 and 3XL. To begin the third round, chain 1 and work 1 double crochet UK or 1 single crochet US. I'm working on the size 1. I'm going to chain 5 and skip 3. The same is for size 2. For size 3, chain 6 and skip 4 and work 1 WS or 1 treble UK into the 4th stitch. Chain 5 and skip 3 for size 1 and 2. Chain 6 and skip 4 for size 3. Next, chain 5 and skip 3 for size 1 and chain 6 and skip 4 for sizes 2 and 3 and work 1 single US or 1 double UK into the stitch. Once again, chain 5 and skip 3 for size 1 and chain 6 and skip 4 for sizes 2 and 3. Continue to the end of the round by repeating the pattern. This is a preview for round number 4. To begin a new round, chain 5 for sizes 1, 2 and chain 6 for size 3. Skip all the chain stitches and work 1 double crochet UK or 1 single crochet US into a stitch, chain 3 and repeat the stitch into the same stitch. And once again, chain 5 for sizes 1, 2 and chain 6 for sizes 3. Skip all the chain stitches and work a prolonged slip stitch into a stitch. Next, chain 5 for size 1 and chain 6 for sizes 2, 3. Skip all the chain stitches and work a prolonged slip stitch into a stitch. And once again, chain 5 for size 1 and chain 6 for sizes 2, 3. Skip all the chain stitches and work a prolonged slip stitch into a stitch. Continue working on the pattern repeats to the end of the round. This is a preview of round 5. To begin a new round, chain 3 for sizes 1, 2 and chain 4 for size 3. Work 1 double crochet UK or 1 single crochet US around chain stitches, and after that work 3 times double treble crochet UK or 3 times treble crochet US into a space around 3 chain stitches. Chain 3 and once again 3 times double treble crochet UK or 3 times treble crochet US into the same space. Next, work a 1 single crochet US or 1 double crochet UK around chain stitches. After that, chain 3 for sizes 1 and 2 and chain 4 for size 3. After that, work a prolonged slip stitch into a stitch. Chain 6 for size 1 and chain 7 for sizes 2 and 3. Work prolonged slip stitch into a stitch, and once again chain 6 for size 1 and chain 7 for sizes 2 and 3 and work prolonged slip stitch into a stitch. Continue working on the pattern repeats to the end of the round. Here's a larger preview in stitch difference between sizes. Start the round by chaining 1 and work 1 prolonged single US or 1 prolonged double UK. Work the stitch over all the slip stitches. To begin a new round, chain 1 and work 1 prolonged single US or 1 prolonged double UK. After that, work 2 times WS or 2 times treble UK around 3 chain stitches. One WS or 1 treble UK into a stitch. For sizes 2XL and 3XL, work 2 times WS or 2 times treble UK into the stitch. Now work back loop WS or back loop treble UK into next 3 stitches. After that, 2 stitches into a space, chain 2 and work 2 stitches into the same space around 3 chain stitches. Now work back loop WS or back loop treble UK into next 3 stitches again, and after that 1 WS or 1 treble UK into a stitch. For size double and triple XL, work 2 times WS or 2 times treble UK into the stitch. 2 stitches around chain stitches, 1 prolong single US or WK into the stitch. After that, chain 3 or 4 according to your size. Work 1 WS or treble UK around chain stitches. Chain 4, work 1 WS or treble UK around the next set of chain stitches. Chain 3 or 4 according to your size. Work prolong stitch again and repeat the pattern to the end of the round. When you come to the end, don't cut the yarn. We are going to use this end to connect to other pieces. After when all the crochet pieces are completed, they are joined together using the slip stitch seaming techniques by inserting the hook into the right side facing front back combo by using both loops on each side, both sides facing out and wrong sides facing in. This technique will also create ridge edges. Connect octagon first by using one side and work stitches from corner to corner. While you are working slip stitches, make sure you don't tie them too tight. They should have some elasticity. After that, connect the other crochet parts using the same technique. When you arrive to this corner, after working the last stitch, pull the stitch over the octagons by creating a longer decorative stitch. The stitch shouldn't be too tight or too loose. Next, connect the neckline with another yoke part by using the same connecting technique. Work stitches from the side of the octagons. I will show a small part of how I'm connecting. From the octagon side, you have to use the whole edge stitch, 2 loops on the hook, and the neck part has some hole stitches and chain stitches on the edges. In some places you will have to go around the chain stitches. In some places you will have to insert hook into the stitch. After completing the yoke, you still have to work a few stitches around the neckline. Follow the pattern by working front and back raised crochet stitches by continuing to form a one by one rib and raising the neckline more at the back. Use stitch markers to mark the points on each round. Start at the back and crochet in the round. On the technical drawings, numbers represent where to place the stitch markers in each round and work different stitches. Rounds 1 and 2 are similar. Work front and back raised treble UK or front and back raised WS at the back, and at the front work front and back raise half treble UK or front and back raise half double crochet US. Round 3, work at the back from 3 to 3. Front and back raise treble UK or front and back raise WS. Work at the front and sides from 3 to 3. Front and back raise WK or front and back raise single US. Create a smooth transition by working 2 stitches front and back raise half treble crochet UK or front and back raise half double crochet US on each side around the 3 marks. Next, knit 2 sleeves and 2 body pieces. The front and back are the same shapes. Each piece starts with cable ribbing and the pieces are worked from the bottom up. The numbers over horizontal lines represent stitches, and the numbers next to vertical lines represent rows. For example, if you look at the sleeves for size SM, cast on 87, for size LXL, cast on 93, and for double XL and triple XL, cast on 99. And 45 represent rows for ribbing, 61 rows for plain knitting with some increases, and 11 rows for plain knit and shaping. For very tall or smaller than 116 cm, or you can't achieve the same knitting gauge in lengths, or you think you may require some alternation in sleeve or body lengths, I recommend starting the knitting without decorative ribbing at first and knit rib at the end. To accomplish a smoother transition, cast on and knit one row with a waste yarn. After completing the piece, remove the waste yarn and place all stitches on the needle. Instead of decreasing, work increases and knit decorative cable rib and adjust the lengths of the sleeves on the go. Next, we will explore how to cast on and work a decorative cable rib. I call this ribbing more decorative than functional because it does not pull the fabric together. It has more loose designs than standard ribbing and knitwear. I'm going to use long tail cast on, which also can be referred to as double cast on. It is classic, fast and easy method to place the first stitches on the needle. It is also known for its stretchiness. The long tail cast on is worked onto one needle that is placed in your dominant hand, and the yarn is used from the tail and the ball itself, and your non-dominant hand helps to form the first stitches that you will knit from. Now we have to pull the correct length of the tail. It is also can be tricky to know how much yarn you need. Some calculation can be done by using the number of stitches by multiplying the length per stitch. The length per stitch will depend on the yarn thickness. The alternative rule is for this cast on to use 3 times the width of the project you are casting on for, plus approximately 10-20 centimeters extra for weaving the end. It is also better to have more yarn than not enough. Additionally, if you have to join pieces together, you can use the tail to join pieces together afterwards. Another option is to cast on 10 stitches, open them and measure how many centimeters per 10 stitches and calculate from that. Plus remember to add the tail for weaving. During cast on, make sure the stitches are not too tight and give a space between each stitch. Make sure your stitches can move smoothly and easily on the needle, and create space between each stitch for about yarn width of space plus minus between each cast on stitch. Doing that gives your fabric some elasticity. If your stitches are too tight, they will pull the fabric together at the beginning of your project, and it will not be the desired look you want to achieve. You can start the cast on with the slip knot or without the slip knot. First I will show you how to start with the slip knot, and after that without it. Create a slip knot and place it on the needle. The ball end of yarn should be away from you and the tail end close to you. The long tail over the index finger and the short tail over your thumb. Once again, but this time without the slip knot, holding the needle in your dominant hand and using a non-dominant hand, place the yarn over your index finger and your thumb and grasp the two tails hanging from the fingers. Slide the needles under the yarn, bring the needle tip slightly towards you, then insert it into the thumb loop from below. Next, grab the strand from the index finger with the needle and pull it through the loop on your thumb and release the yarn from your thumb. Use your thumb to tighten up the stitch and return your hand to the initial position. I will show you in a slow mode once again. Insert the needle into the thumb loop from below, grab the strand from your index finger with the needle and pull it through the loop on your thumb and release the yarn from your thumb. Use the thumb to tighten up the stitch and return your hand to the initial position. To work on the project, cast on the required number of stitches for the project, and the good practice is to avoid pulling the yarn too tight when casting on. Make sure your stitches can move smoothly and freely on the needle. If your first row of stitches is too tight, use the larger needle to cast on to create looser stitches that are easier to knit into in the next row. The next important part is the tension of the yarn. It is a good practice to achieve an even yarn tension during knitting, which is also plays an important factor in creating even stitches. And you have to involve your non-dominant hand to create the yarn tension. I'm going to show you once again in a slow mode. Hold the needle with the stitches on in your dominant hand, and with your non-dominant hand create the yarn tension. Take the long tail that is connected to the ball and place it between your little finger and ring finger. Next, wrap the yarn around your little finger. Pull gently across the inside of the ring finger and middle finger, and then on top of your index finger. Place the needle with the stitches between your index finger and thumb and gently pull the tail end. We have created tension and are ready to start knitting our first row. Before we begin, this pattern consists of two basic stitches, knit and purl stitches. By looking at this knitted sample, you can see that the V-shaped stitches are knit stitches. They create a face fabric, and purl stitches are the reverse of knit stitches, create a weave texture, which also can refer to as the back side of the fabric. Back to knitting, hold the needle with the stitches on in your non-dominant hand, and the working needle will be in your dominant hand. In this example, first we will knit 3 stitches and after that purl 3. The knit stitch starts with the yarn at the back of the needle. Insert the working needle from the front to back into the first stitch, keep the working needle under, grab the yarn with the working needle and pull the strand through the stitch. Slip the cast on stitch off the needle and repeat this step with the next 2 stitches. We have completed 3 knit stitches. You can see that we have formed some V's. The purl stitch starts with the yarn held at the front. This time we are going to insert the needle from the back to front into a stitch. Grab the yarn with the working needle and pull through the loop from backwards. Once again, insert the needle from the back to front into a stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through the loop from the backwards and slide the stitch off. Here you can see we have formed some bumps, 3 purl stitches, now knit 3 and repeat the pattern, purl 3 and knit 3. To begin the second row, swap the needles between your hands. The second row starts with the purl stitches. Hold the yarn at the front, purl 3 and after that knit 3. Continue to the end, turn your work and repeat the pattern 3 by 3 again. Purl 3 and knit 3 or knit 3 and purl 3. Every 4th row we are going to create cables by crossing the stitches at the front of the knitted stitches, and it will be the face of the fabric. If you look at the drawing and the diagram, you can see that crossing stitches change their direction from the middle. This is to achieve symmetry in the design. To create cables, we will need cable tools such as cable needles or cable safety pins. This cable is simple and we can use a small needle or even a stitch marker. To create the cable, we will have to cross stitch over knitted stitches. This is 1/2 right cross and 1/2 left cross. Take a cable needle or stitch marker. The cable needle would be the best, but if you don't have one, use a stitch marker. To cross one stitch to the left, slip the next 2 stitches into stitch marker or cable needle. Move to the back. Make sure the yarn is at the back, not at the front. Knit 1 and place 2 stitches back on the knitting needle and knit 2. When you place stitches back onto the needle, make sure not to twist them. If stitches were twisted, it will be very difficult to knit them. Now we are going to cross one stitch to the right. This will be easier because we have to move one stitch only. Take a cable needle, slide the stitch onto the needle and move to the front. Knit 2, place the stitch back onto the needle and knit 1, purl 3 and continue. And next purl 3 and work the cables again. To decrease on the side of the armholes, use single left and right slanting, knit 2 toe or purl 2 toe, and single right slanting, knit 2 toe or purl 2 toe. Use 3rd and 4th or 4th and 5th stitches at the beginning and before the end. Knit 3. After that, insert the needle from the right to left through 5th and 4th stitches and knit the stitch in the usual way. We direct stitch to the left towards edge. To decrease at the end of the row, use the 5th and 4th stitches from the end. This time insert the needle from the left to right and knit the stitch in the usual way, and after that knit 3. The final result will look similar to this one, however during these decreases I used 3rd and 4th stitches. The next several slides will be written pattern instructions and knitting diagrams for shaping, and after that I will show you how to decrease by using a few methods. This diagram shows that the sleeve shaping parts consist of 11 rows and the body shaping parts consist of 25 rows. These diagrams show body shaping for sizes S, M, and the front and the back are the same. Begin at the starting point and follow the line. Each square represents one knitting stitch. These diagrams for the sleeves for sizes S, M. These diagrams for body shaping for sizes L and XL. These diagrams for body shaping for sizes double and triple XL. And this diagram for sleeves shaping for sizes L, XL and double and triple XL. When you are working on decreases, the decreasing stitches must not be too tight. Those stitches will be hidden under the yoke and will be invisible. You can use your preferred method if you have one. My preferred method during shaping is to use the needle and the hook. It creates elastic edge. This is also my preferred method for cast of the knitting. If your work is getting too tight during shaping, use the cast-off method to decrease where applicable. Additionally, you can also transfer one stitch to the next row. For example, if you have to decrease 2 stitches at the end of the row, decrease only 1 stitch, and on the next row use cast-off decrease method. Instead of 2 stitches, decrease 3. Here you can see that the edge of this knit example is not tight and has elasticity in it. When all pieces are completed, steam block the knitted pieces and join the front sleeve back pieces only around the armhole at first. After that, place the crochet yoke over the knit, approximately 1-2 stitches, crochet knit pieces facing you, secure with the fixing pins, and join in the round by using crochet slip stitch seaming technique over the face side by adding a chain effect over it. I will show a few stitches how I do it at first, and after that I will show the work closer and how it looks on the wrong side. I know I have mentioned earlier many times during the tutorial to not work your stitches tight. These top stitches have to be flexible as other parts of your work. Here you can see how it looks on the facing side, and here is how it looks on the wrong side. Good luck with the project. Thank you for watching. I hope you've had great experience. For those who are new to my channel, if you like to see more videos in the future, please subscribe to be notified when I add a new video. Enjoy your day or evening, and I will see you soon.